In this video, I'm going to explain how to set it up, how to use it, and how to get the most of this great layout collection for blogs and posts. We are making this collection bigger and bigger by adding new styles, and for instance, this on the screen is the last style we have created. First things first, before we begin, I would like to tell you these blocks and layouts for Divi are not a plugin. They are a design or layout collection for Divi. I mean, we do not have to import them from the plugin page. I also want to tell you that in order to show the content as it shows, the demo from the product, your web needs to have those entries published with its images, titles, etc. And the next thing I want to tell you, and which is pretty important, is how we are going to organize this info, okay? Thirdly, this is something pretty important. We are going to have three main elements setting up. On one hand, the blog page over here, where last entries of our blog are shown. And on the other hand, we have the single post. That is the page that is shown when you click on the article or entry. Basically, they are shown in detail. And lastly, the category page, which is this one, which is inside the header full category. And then every entry that is shown is categorized in header full. Okay, this would be the most important feature before we begin. Then I will show you how to set these different pages up. As for instance, for setting the blog page up, we will need a normal Divi page, and then we will configure the single post. What we will do with the category page is to create two layouts through the theme builder that we will then connect to every post and file page. But this is something that I'm explaining in a few minutes. The next thing I'm showing you is that if you have bought this product, you will have a zip file where different folders are shown with many different JSON files that will be used later on in order to import and set the different designs up. So if we, for example, like this design, we are going to open this zip. We are going to go to list sidebar left. So like this, we would be looking for sidebar left. But if, for example, we like the slide bar list, we just look for slide by list for slide, and then we will have it here. This might seem useless, but it is pretty important as to know that we need to choose and look for a design, locate it, and more. As in reality, there is no way of pre-visualizing the designs, but you can in the demo. But before setting other things up that I will tell you about later on, I wanted to comment that for both the blog page and for the single post, we have additional headers that we will add and combine with the design that we want. What does this mean? That I, for instance, I'm going to be able to use, imagine, I like this design, the elegant one, and I want to use this header, or I want to set this one up. Well, we have 5 headers for the blog. Then these images can evidently be changed. And I'm also going to show you how to add and use these headers. Furthermore, we can use different headers in the single post, and it is important to know that the image shown in the single post is going to be the highlighted one in the blog. Well, I am going to quickly go through these designs. The right sidebar with this image here, and then we have the same one but with the image on the left. And as I was telling you, for example, if I click here, this image, this header is always going to be the highlighted image on the blog. But if we go to the blog, that's not the case. We can select the one that we want, okay? This being said, we are going to start setting our blog up. We are going to start with the blog, and for this we are going to get to here and use this layout that is from our own making and that it has several blogs. But we are going to create a new blog page here and we will try a sample blog, and that should be it. And then we are going to add a new page, blog demo. Click on use Divi builder. Well, the first thing we are going to do is to select the blog design that we want. For me, for example, we are going to click on the list sidebar right. So we're here on list sidebar right. And well, so for this, we're going to go back to the page, and here the options are import or export. So we are clicking on import. We are going to select the content replacement option, and this is actually going to erase the entire content. Then, for example, we are going to add a new header to the blog page, and we are also going to unselect this option. But here, as it is the first time, would not matter if everything is deleted. Okay, so here we do not have to worry. Any of the layouts has a visual builder, as there are a few differences as it is in this case. For example, if we have a look at this website, okay, as you can see, it is perfectly shown. What is more, I have chosen this option, so now I can also show you how to change the color of the button. Well, before changing it, we have already chosen this design, and the next thing that I'm going to show you is to change this header. We are going to import this new header. In this case, we already imported the content that we are going to use. So let's remove this option so it doesn't replace the content. Let's go here to block header and let's choose header full that I personally like the most. And let's import it. It's being imported at the bottom of the page, but it is okay. We just click here and move it, and that's it. We have it. Then afterwards, editing this is as simple as editing any Divi section. Let's select an image that is a bit more and as I was telling you here, for example, we're going to use the color of this layout. Then we go to here. The first thing we would do would be here on the title. We have told it that the design is blue. We are going to click here on this color. For example, if we wish to use the corporate color on this layout, well, we simply change it, and here maybe this is the most complicated step to change this button. I'm just going to explain to you how to change this, but basically I'm going to the scheme mode for a minute. And here you will see how I'm going to find a CSS. In this color. This is a variable that I'm going to change it for this one. And once we have it, we can save it. I am going to add this demo blog page that we have created to the menu to easily locate it. And now we have to set these blog pages up. In order to do so, as I was saying at the beginning of the video, we are going to need Divi Builder. Let's go to Theme Builder, and here what we are going to do is create in this layout. Before creating it, look, let's go back to the demo, and you will see that here when I click over there, it appears a normal Divi page. For example, we are going to get to here, and then we are going to use this post with the sidebar right. Then what we are going to do is we will decide if we want to change this header or not. Okay, let's go here and let's create a new layout. And then we are going to tell the post that, and we are telling every post the feature custom body. This means that we are going to follow the same process of importing the content, but with the particularity that there is no need of doing this from a page, but from here. Import the content, select the file, and then post. We said we wanted the sidebar right. And here we go. We have it. There are a few elements that we simply just have to change its color. And for that, we need to repeat the same steps. We need to come here. We are going to look for the CSS, and here where the blue color appears, that is the first line. We put it on the first line in order to have easy access. We copy the color, and there we have it. We are deleting this line. We save this, And then, so these changes can be applied. It is also important to save it here. Once this is done, we are going to look for the content. Here is the color that we have. So we simply come here and click on this primary color. So this means that any changes that we might want to do, we're going to do it as if we were on Divi. So imagine that you like this content, but you prefer, for example, this one that I personally like, which is header post single right. So we are going to do exactly the same steps that we did before. We are going to import the content. We are not going to replace it. We just add it. And then we can here, blog, post header. Remember, we are on post. We click on this one, for example, import. And then it's been imported. Now I'm going to move this up here and we delete this one, okay? Here it is. Another thing that we need to do is whenever you see that you want to change, let's say, the color of the buttons, it is as simple as doing this. All right. And this also sets the blog entry up. And also very important, let me tell you that whenever you want to type any entries, I highly recommend to use the default editor, as the content will by default be posted with the sidebar, with everything basically. So in reality, the content of the post is going to appear over here. Okay, so lastly, we only have to create the category page, and for that, we are going to redo the process that we have already followed for the single post creation. We go to Theme Builder, we add a new layout, and this will set up every file page, okay? We are going to create this layout and we are going to, this actually will constitute a new brand design. It can be any that we want. This is one that I personally like very much for the category page, as it is clean and simple. Pills too. So what we are going to do is import from here, from pills 2, 2 columns. Import the content. And here it's very important to keep in mind that for configuring this page, instead of clicking onto all categories, we click on current category. Once this is done, we save all the changes again. We should have it all good. Let's test it. We click on decor, for example, and we should have it here. Obviously, afterwards, we should carry out any changes needed about the font, color, etc. But that are typical changes that anyone can make. Well, I hope the explanation has cleared any doubts on how to use this product. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment if you need us to add anything else. And remember that we are at support@destacaimagen.com, where we can answer any questions or queries. You can also find us in our website at shop.destacaimagen. Thank you so much. See you soon.